Welcome to music, everyone. Welcome to music, everyone. Welcome to music, everyone. Come on, let's have some fun. Welcome to music class, 3rd through 5th grade. Hope you've had a great week so far. We're going to get started with our music lesson for today. Let's move on to our introduction slide here. My name is Mr. Van Patten, and I'm the music and band teacher at Scroggins Elementary School. That is on the east side of the district. I'm glad to meet you guys. All right, guys, we're going to go over our lesson objectives for this week. The first thing we're going to do is a vocal warm-up. We need to make sure that our voices are ready so that when we start singing, that they're ready to sing. Next thing we're going to do is a do, re, mi, so challenge. We're going to be reading some music using solfege syllables. Make sure that you've got your hands ready so that we can do those with the hand signs. Next up is a rhythm challenge. We're going to sight read some different rhythms. But before we do, we're going to be reviewing some of the things that you learned last week, some of those syllables and different symbols. Once we're done with our rhythm reading, we're going to be doing some rhythm syllables quizzing. So get ready for the quiz afterwards. Make sure you pay attention to what the rhythm syllables are for each of those rhythms. Next, we have a songwriting section. We're going to be practicing doing some different songwriting activities. We're going to listen to a couple songs and just to get some inspiration going. And then once we do, we're going to practice writing some of our own lyrics, etc. And then the last thing we're going to do before we review is songs with homemade instruments. So make sure that you are ready for that. We're going to be using some different stuff around the house to play some music. And then, of course, at the end, we will review what we've learned. I hope you guys are ready. Let's move on to our next slide. All right, before we get started with our warm-up for beautiful tone, we're going to need to make sure that we're using good vowel sounds. For instance, for ni, you should smile and make a nice E sound. And then for nu, make sure you have rounded lips, like an oo, nu. All right, make sure you practice those as we sing. Let's get started. All right, I hope you guys did a good job on that. We're going to move on to our next warm-up activity. All right, so for this one, we're going to be using long sounds on vowels only, no consonants like in the last one. You're going to be focusing on just the vowel sounds, holding those out. So with this, you want to use nice round vowels for most of them. The only exceptions would be E and I, really, that you kind of want to make a little bit more of a smile. So listen carefully and practice using nice round vowels like oo, o, ah, eh, and I, which is slightly rounded, as well as the E vowel, E. All right, next we have the Do, Re, Mi, So challenge. And before we get started, we're going to do a review of the hand signs for those solfege syllables. The first one's going to be Do. You're going to make 2 fists down around your waist. Next, you're going to do Re. You're going to move your hands up slightly, but not quite as high as your belly button. And you're going to move your hands into a flat position with your palms facing down, fingertips pointing to each other. And you're going to move the fingertips up just a little bit, and that's Re. Next, we have Mi, and that is hands flat. So those tips go down, but we move our hands up to the level of our belly button. So they're palms down, fingertips pointing to each other, and then are at our belly button level. Next, we have So. So moves up to our mouth level, but it's going to be our fingernails pointing out. So the palm should be facing you, fingernails pointing out. And that's So. By the way, So should also still be flat. Okay, let's review by saying them together. So go back down to your waist and say Do. Next, move up a little bit, fingertips up, hand flat, say Re. Next, move up to your belly button with hands flat still, but fingertips down, say Mi. Next, move up to your mouth and say So. Fingertips still pointing together, fingernails out, hands flat. So. Okay. Now what I'd like for you to do is practice those as you listen to this song.
Mi, re, do, re, re, do. Mi, re, do, re, re, do. Do, mi, re, re, mi, do. Do, mi, re, re, mi, do. Mi, so, so, mi, re, do. Mi, so, so, mi, re, do. Re, do, re, mi, do, so, do. Re, do, re, mi, do, so, do. So, mi, do, re, re, mi. So, mi, do, re, re, mi. Do, mi, so, mi, re, do. Do, mi, so, mi, re, do.
All right, great job on those solfege syllables. Let's get started with our next slide. Now we're only going to go through the easy rhythms at the beginning of this video, so I'm going to pause the video in the middle of it. But if you would like to later, you can go find the YouTube video yourself and challenge yourself with the moderate and advanced rhythms. So let's get started with the easy rhythms. right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed doing those rhythm patterns. Don't forget, we have a quiz coming up, so I hope you guys remember what those syllables are. Let's get started. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read each of the questions as well as the answers. Wait until I've finished saying all of the answer choices before you choose your answer. Question number 1. What syllables do we use for a quarter note? A, sh, B, ta, C, to, a, or D, tt? If you chose B, ta, that's correct. Let's move on to the next question. What syllables do we use for a pair of eighth notes? Is it A, shoebop, B, howdy, C, monkey, or D, tt? If you selected D, tt, that's correct. Question 3. What syllables do we use for a half note? A, toe, B, duh, C, ow, D, whoa. If you answered A, toe, that's correct. Great job, guys. Now let's move on to the next part of our lesson. In this part of the lesson, we're going to be doing some songwriting. So to get some inspiration, we're going to listen to a couple of videos, one from Quaver and one from Ostinato. Here's the one from Quaver. Enjoy.
Here we go. It's about the things you can do with all the time you've got on your hands. Here we go. It's about the things you can do with all the time you've got on your hands. Pretend you're Spock, build a clock, make a rocket out of rock, cook a pie, become a spy, learn some magic or just give it a try. We've got more time than we ever knew, so use it wisely, please, please do. Play music, laugh, just use it right. I'm off to build a satellite. I'm not really. Make a den, use a pen, write a comic book about Supermen. Don't say no, play Skitbo, dress like Shrek and put on a show. We've got more time than we ever knew, so use it wisely, please, please do. Play music, laugh, just use it right. I'm off to memorize Twelfth Night. It's a play by William Shakespeare. Run round your room, decorate a broom, learn to say boom chicka boom. Use your brain, study Spain, 'cause you're never gonna get all this time again. Boom chicka boom from Quaver, out.
All right, guys, I hope you were inspired by that song, but if not, we're about to listen to another song by Austin Otto. So let's get ready to listen to that one. This one is a musical challenge from Austin Otto. He's going to sing us a song, and he's going to ask you guys to write your own lyrics afterwards. Let's listen to what he has.
Hi everybody, this is Austin Otto, and I am sitting at home in quarantine.
Quarantine is a state of isolation.
Being in quarantine helps to keep everybody safe. Quaver called me the other day and he told me there were a lot of people that really enjoyed his song about things that you can do while you're at home.
Invisibility cloak.
Where's Mr. Snail? So I said to myself, maybe I should write a song with some more things that you could do in quarantine. The title of my song will be Quarantine. I've written one verse to the song, but I need some more verses. So I'm going to sing my verse, then I want you to write your own verse. Once you write your verse, email it to Quaver, and I'll choose a few and add it to my song. I think it's going to be really, really good. Are you ready? Yeah. Here we go. If you're staying home in quarantine, ask your folks how you can help them clean. Maybe go outside and find a thumb that's green, 'cause you're in quarantine. Maybe you can try to cook a cocoa bean. Find out how to get to Bowling Green. You can read about the Chapel of Sistine while you're in quarantine. You can even try to build a time machine. Look outside and see an evergreen. Stretch on the couch and read a magazine while you're in quarantine. Well, hi, Mr. Snail.
Hi, Austin Otto.
How are you, Mr. Snail?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm all right. I am sitting at home in quarantine.
Quarantine?
Yes, quarantine.
Quarantine?
Yeah.
Now that you guys have been thoroughly inspired by these two songs, I hope you're ready to start writing your own song. Let's move on to the next slide. So you're going to write your own song. So make sure you get a piece of paper and a pen or pencil so you can write down your lyrics. Create your own lyrics to go with Austin Otto's song, Quarantine. It's pretty catchy, so make sure you write your own good lyrics. Write at least one new verse to the song. You can write more than one if you want to, by the way, but try and write at least one new verse. Be sure to make your words rhyme and continue the theme of the song. If you don't, it might sound a little strange. And don't forget, if you want to at the end, you can share your lyrics with your family, friends, or your school music teacher. I'm sure they'd be really excited to see what you guys have written. So let's move on to our next slide. Before you guys move on and do our next song, I'd like you guys to try and build your own instrument. Now, you don't really need to actually build anything. In fact, you can just use some of those things that are in the room right around you. Take a moment to get something you can play as a musical instrument. For instance, pencils, jar, can of rocks, rice, beans, etc. You can put it in a jar, and as long as it rattles, you're good. If you actually are in an orchestra or a band or some other group where you play an instrument, you may use that instrument to play the rhythms as well. If you don't have any of the things listed, you can make up your own instrument. Try and see if you can find something interesting to use for your instrument. Maybe a pot or a pan that your parents let you use. Which brings me to my next point. Make sure that you ask parent permission before you use anything that you want to use as an instrument. And as always, be safe. Let's move on to our next slide. The song we're going to be using is called I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder. It's performed by Bruno Herrera. Now, what I want you guys to do is make up some of your own rhythms to the song and play your instrument as we listen. I'm going to be playing along with you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Get your instrument ready.
New Year's Day to celebrate just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that song. We're going to move on now. We're going to do our review. All right, guys, we're going to do an objectives review for our lesson today. First thing we did was a warm up for our voices to make sure we were ready vocally to do all the songs and activities for the day. Next, we did a do, re, mi, so challenge where we practice using our solfege syllables with our hand signs. Next was our rhythm challenge where we first reviewed the rhythms and syllables from last week and then read some new rhythms. After that, we did a rhythm syllables quiz where we practiced associating the rhythm syllable with the correct rhythm. Next, we did a song writing challenge where we listened to a song from Quaver and then a song from Ostinato, where Ostinato challenged us to write a new verse to his song. And last, we did a song with homemade instruments, where we used some of the things around us to make music with a song. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed your lesson for this week and hope you guys stay safe until next time. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed your lesson for this week. My name again is Mr. Van Patten from Scroggins Elementary School, and I hope you guys have a safe weekend.